everyone. This is Heather Majestic. I just took a shower, that's why my hair's all wet. And I'm wearing my boyfriend's shirt. It says make it rain. Anyway, so this is a video that I said I was going to do yesterday in my other video. It's a DIY that I got the idea from Marzia, CutiepieMarzia on YouTube, and I decided to do this video to show you how it's done and to just try it out because I want to do it for my mom. So let's get started. The first thing you'll need are some paint or nail polish if you don't have any paint. I do, so I'm using paint. I'm going to be using this purple color, this white. I also have some little silver acrylic jewels that I'm going to be using. I have my paint brushes. I have a black that I'm not sure if I'm going to use yet. Probably not. And I have tape and glue, and the most important thing, a jar. Mine is a lot bigger than the one CutiepieMarzia's is in her video, which the link is down below to that. But I think it'll be okay. I'm using just a regular jar that you would use for pickling things or canning fruits and vegetables. I think it's what it is. It's a mason jar, and I'm going to be painting it today. So yeah, that's pretty much all you'll need. I also have scissors because I'm going to be cutting out a little name tag, and I know it's kind of cheap, but I'm going to be cutting it off of this little envelope thing here. And so yeah, let's get started. The first thing I need to do is get some water. Here's some right here. I shouldn't need too much. This is only about not even a third of the water bottle full. So I'm going to pour all of it in there. And I'll set that over here for now. I'm filming this at my kitchen table, by the way. And that's why you see a stove and an oven and other things behind me. Okay, so instead of ribbon to put the name tag on, I'm going to be using some pretty, this is copper wire. We have a whole bunch of it. And I'm going to put the name tag through it first of all, and then I'm going to wrap it around the jar and make a little bow out of it. And I think it's going to be really pretty. So the first thing that I'm going to do is cut out the little name tag. I don't need a huge one. So let's see. Let me point this down so you can see what I'm doing. Right now I'm just cutting out the name tag. I think this envelope was actually from when I went to my doctor's appointment, my eye doctor appointment. Nope, I need a bigger one than that. I wanted to see how it would look when I cut it out. So let's go for about here, I'd say. Yep. That should be pretty good. And I'm going to leave that little thing right there, but I'm going to turn it, fold it this way, and cut off the excess so that the ends match up with one another. So yeah, this is a pretty simple DIY, and most of these things, or at least a few of them, I think people generally have around their house already, so it's pretty cheap to do as well. And we all are looking for that, the cheapness of things now, I think. So, okay. I'm not going to need the top anymore after this, so I'm going to go ahead while I have that cut out and put some paint in the top so that I can use it to paint with. Here's some of the purple. I probably won't need too much, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. Oops. There is that. Come off. Okay, there's the paint, purple paint. And now I'm not going to put too much white. I want it to be kind of a lilac-y color, but not too light of a purple. So maybe about that much. And I'll show you how much I put in it in just a second. I didn't measure it, of course, but I'll show you roundabout how much I put to mix in it. Here it is. That's all the purple, and that's the white. And I think I'm going to use the big paintbrush to paint it with. So I'm going to wet it first. Oh, you might also want a paper towel or a napkin to wipe off some of the excess water, because if you have too much water on your paintbrush, if it's too damp, then it won't paint right. So let's move that. And I'm gonna mix it. Mix, 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 mix. Just like that. I'm gonna throw away this top once I'm done with it. See, it used to be a really dark purple, and it's turning into a Barney colored purple. I think I want it a little bit lighter, so I'm going to add a little bit more white. This is the color it is now. You can't really see it that well on this camera, but it's a lot lighter than what it used to be. Let me get this white open again. Oh, and also, you could also use the paper towel or napkin or rag that you don't need to use anymore for anything, to wipe off any excess paint that you might get on your hands. I have washable acrylic paint, that's what I'm using, so it should come off of my hands if I get any on it, any on them I mean. So I'm not too worried about it, but I am going to use a napkin to wipe off the excess liquid off of my brush, so that way the paint sets right. So yeah, mix, 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 and it's already turning lighter. I have plenty of paint in this top, I think, to use for that. And if not, I will have to make more. Hopefully I won't run out. So I'm going to leave the paintbrush right here for a bit, for a moment. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of tape and fold it over onto itself, so that way I can make the name tag. And then I'm going to put it right in here and then stick it shut. There we go. And it worked perfectly the first time. Now it should stay shut all the way around. But yeah, so there's my name tag, and I need the wire so I can poke a hole in it. Be careful not to hurt yourself. You can use scissors or a hole punch if you have them, but yes, be careful, do not cut yourself. Scissors and other things can be sharp, so you want to always be careful. And that went right through. So, ta-da! That's what I'll be putting around the jar. I think it's about time for me to start painting, so I'm going to do that. Like I said before, hopefully I will not run out of paint because I'll be very upset. It's almost impossible to get the same color back that you've already done once. Actually, no, I'm not going to paint yet. I just had a brilliant idea. I'm going to do what Marzia did in her video. Attempt to do it anyway. I'm going to cut out a certain pattern on my the rest of the envelope here. I'm going to try to. If I don't like it, then I will just use the other side and do a straight pattern. But yes, in Marzia's video, she had these really cute little name tags, and I wish I could find some like that here in America. I don't know if I'll be able to. I already don't like the way it's coming out, so I'm going to tape it, and I'm going to use the straight side of it to make the little design. I have, well, it's sort of square, but it's mostly round, that kind of jar. So I'm going to have to be really careful with this, not to get the paint on the other side while I'm painting one side. I just got paint on myself. Oh, well, okay. So that's why you always want to be careful when you're painting. You don't want to get paint on yourself if you think it won't come off. But if it's washable paint like mine is, you don't have to worry about it. Make sure that's taped on good over there. I don't know why it's not. Okay, there we go. And here we go. I already got some paint on there from my hand, but that's okay. So now I'm going to start painting. And you just want to do really simple strokes on your jar. And like I said, if it's a rounded one, you need to be sort of careful if you don't want to get paint on the wrong part of it, you know. So yeah, just do really simple ones like this. And try not to let bubbles get into the paint because it'll look weird when it's dry. I think one coat might be all I need for this, so hopefully I won't have to go back over it. Yeah, so there's the first side already painted, and now I'm just going to repeat it on the other side. And continue to go until I'm done. I'm gonna move this because it'll make it weird. Get off of their tape. Garbage. Get off of my hand. Okay. Now, you just continue to line it up side to side and tape it down and continue to paint until you have your whole jar painted. And this will look really good when it's done. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be exactly like mine or Marzia's if you are following her advice or her tutorial, but yeah. Whoop. Just keep going until you have it all the way around. Make sure it's lined up right. And just continue to paint until you have the whole jar painted. Like I said, do easy, simple strokes. You can paint the bottom of the jar if you want to, but I'm not going to. I think I want to leave some of the original jar in this. I'm almost done with mine. How are you guys coming along? Are you even following me along? Okay. I don't suppose it matters if you're following me along while doing this. As long as you know what you're doing. It's pretty simple, like I said before. So, yeah. I have one more side to do, and then I will be done. It can be somewhat tedious lining up everything correctly, but it will be worth it in the end. Make sure everything's lined up, and it appears to be. You can always go back and fix your mistakes when you're done, so don't worry about that. Also, I recommend not using oil paint, oil-based paint for this, because for one, you can't wash it off of yourself without using paint thinner, and that stuff really stinks. And for two, you can't really rinse it off your brush, again, without using paint thinner. It's just not a very good paint to use for glass. And yeah. I think I just messed that up, but it's okay. I'll go back and fix it when it's done. When it's dry, if it's acrylic paint, you should be able to just go back and scrape off the parts with something kind of sharp. And it should be pretty simple to get the mess ups off. So yeah, here's my finished jar. I painted it up maybe a little over halfway. And I'm just going to take this off so you can see how it looks without the paper on it. Here's my jar, and there's a mess up right there, but like I said, I'm gonna fix it later. So yeah, done with that part. You'll also need a pencil or marker or something to write the little note on the name tag for your mother. I know Mother's Day has already happened or come in other countries, but in America and in Italy, and I think in some other countries, I'm not sure of the names though, they celebrate Mother's Day in May as well. Even if you already missed this DIY for Mother's Day this year, you could do it for next year. You could do it for your mom's birthday or for her Christmas present. For a Christmas present, I mean. And yeah, it's pretty simple and easy to do, like I said. And you could do it for any time of the year. It doesn't necessarily have to be for a Mother's Day gift. I mean, in the end, you're going to end up putting a flower or two or whatnot in the jar with some water to give to her, so that doesn't mean you have to only do it in May. I got some purple on my name tag, but it's okay. move this jar. I keep touching it. I'm gonna end up wiping all the paint off. I'm gonna put it over here for now. And I'm gonna write a little note on here for my mother. Something pretty simple. Also, my boyfriend and I are talking about marriage now. We've been together for over a year. It was a year in March. And we haven't made any official plans or anything, but we are talking about it, and it makes me really excited. And the thing that makes me most excited about it is knowing that he actually wants to marry me. I mean, that's a pretty big shocker, in my opinion. When you look at someone like me and you automatically think, yeah, she's gonna get married, right? But he actually wants to marry me, and it makes me really happy. He's the first guy that I've ever actually loved. Yeah, for a girl, that's pretty hard to come by, since most of the time when we fall in love, we fall in love with every guy we meet. Pretty much. But that's not the case. Not with me, anyway. So now I'm just gluing on some little sparkles. You can barely see it on this camera, and I'm sorry, but that's all I have. But I'm gluing on some sparkles onto the little name tag. And I'll glue some onto the actual jar as well. Here's the sparkles. I'm going to leave those out so I can use them on the jar. And now I'm going to get the jar and I'm going to tie the little name tag onto it. It should be pretty simple since I'm using wire and it's bendable. So I can pretty much play with it however I want until I find something that I like. And I can't really make a bow with it, but I'm going to attempt to make it look like a bow at any rate. It was really hard getting this wire cut. We have wire cutters and I've never used them before. I had to use a pair of pliers to hold onto the wire and the wire cutters in the other hand to pull off the little piece that I was cutting. So yeah, there's my little bow. Here, let me do that so you can, there you go, you can see it. And there's my little name tag all sparkled up. Here's my jar. I'd say I did pretty good with this one. I've never done a DIY before, so I'm pretty proud of myself, actually. Since it's my first time doing one and all, I shouldn't have put this away. I might need it again. I think I'm gonna put another paint on it, but oh well. I can use the other paintbrush. I'm going to go back and do some little minor design type thing with it. First, I'm going to go back and very lightly, with this very small little paintbrush, go over the top line of paint right here. And I'm just going to straighten it out. Looking at this paint almost looks dry already, from what I can tell, but that's just me. Right now I'm just straightening up the lines on the jar. It's kind of hard to do, seeing as how my jar isn't completely dry yet, but I'm getting it. And I'm probably making a lot of mistakes on this. I can already see a few, but like I said, I will go back over it later. I just wanted a very thin layer of paint going across the top of the paint line that I did, so that way it will look better, make the lines look straighter. And now I'm going to go back in and fill in some of these boo-boo spots on here. There's only a couple because I knocked it with my hand, knocked into it. Yep. And there we go. I'm done with that. Done with that part. Now I'm going to put some sparkles on it. Not on the actual paint though, yet. So you probably won't see that in this video, since it takes a minute for the paint to dry. But you can watch me put some sparkles on the jar part right here. And I was going to take my mom's favorite flower and put it in this to give to her, but I'm not sure when her favorite flower blooms. She likes the magnolia flowers that are on magnolia trees. They smell like lemons. Those are her favorite. And they're really big flowers too, actually. But yeah, I don't know when they bloom, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get it for her. So I'm going to get her either a rose or two to put in here, or some pretty wild purple flowers that we have growing. It's a type of vine, I'm not sure what it is, and I unfortunately do not have a picture of it right now, but they're really gorgeous, and some of them are a deep shade of like a lilac color, and the others are white and lilac-y, and they're really gorgeous flowers. I'm going to get a couple of those, I think, and put it in here. I know they'll be blooming, still be blooming by Sunday. So yeah, I'm just placing sparkles wherever I feel like putting them, to be honest. That's what I have done so far. I have about 4 of them on there, and I think for now that's all I'm going to do. So yeah, here is the finished product finished anyway. I don't think I'm going to put any jewels on the purple part. I'm going to leave it like it is. But yeah, here's the finished product. This is somewhat what yours should look like. It should be painted. It should have a little name tag on it, whichever way that you see fit to put it on there. And yeah, so that was my first DIY, based off of what CutiepieMarzia uploaded for her DIY of a Mother's Day gift. And I think my mom is really going to like it. What's my hair doing here? Oh, one more thing, you guys. I told you guys in the last video that I got my mom a kid's Mother's Day card, and it was a pop-up card. First, let me make sure the paint's dry on my hands. Okay, it is. So, here's the front of it. It has a little owl with a sparkly moon and stars. And then I open it up, and here it is. I thought it was adorable. There's the little baby owl right there in the front, and there's two little kid owls. There's one here holding up the cake, and then one there at the bottom. I don't know why they did it that way, because you can only see one of them. But yeah, and there's the mother owl. And yeah, it says Happy Mother's Day right there. And it has some more sparkly glitter stuff on it. So yeah, there's my Mother's Day card. I haven't written anything in it yet, but that's my childish Mother's Day card, and I just thought I would show you guys because I know that not all people know what a pop-up card or pop-up book is. So yeah, that's basically what a pop-up book is, except with more pages. And yeah, so that was my DIY. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you try it out, let me know. Let CutiepieMarzia know. Leave her a video response. That's what this video is going to be. So I know that she'll at least see it, that it's been uploaded anyway. I don't mind if she doesn't look at it or anything, but yeah. Leave a video response, leave a comment, a link to a picture, something like that. And yeah. I hope you guys have a really great rest of the night, great rest of the day, wherever you are. I hope it's all good. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!